It's time to do some NWA Saturday Night now. This was a big show. I'm just going to put that out there. January the 17th, 1987. We got a debut that happened this week, and I got a feeling we're going to talk a lot about that when we get into it. They basically popped the cork at the beginning of the show. You know, Schiavone and Crockett just say it. They just come out and mention Lex Luger is in the building, and that was that. Harper, did you have any thoughts about the minute you heard the Luger announcement?
I'm just thinking everyone's scrambling for a Magnum 2.0.
Kind of, but at the same time, they already had Barry.
Yeah, but I mean, what if Barry doesn't stick?
Well, okay, I can see why. Yeah, I hear you. Doc, your thoughts do you want to get into it later when we play Luger's promos? Or you got anything right now?
You tell me.
Let's wait, because I got a feeling you're going to sound off in the promos. So,
okay.
All right. But what we will do is Dusty does come in at the top of the show, and he's going to talk to Schiavone and Crockett. So I will play that. Here it is.
Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Let me tell you something, Tony. I'm going to start off this evening's festivities with a couple statements. Ivan Koloff, you brought Petrov to this country when you came in on that big plane and you landed at Kennedy Airport. Petrov should have been proud to walk in this free country. You've been coming out here for weeks talking about Nikita Koloff and what you're going to do with him. Me and Magnum are responsible for Nikita Koloff. He chose freedom. And I'm laying it right on you, right here on these first 2 hours, right off the bat. Don't come looking for Nikita. You come for the dream. Nikita take care of business himself. But me being responsible and fucking like a monkey like I am, I'm telling you, Daddy, if you want some, I'm out here, Ivan. You bring that big, ugly monster out here, and the American Dream gonna rip his nose off, live and in color, Jack.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We're ready with action. Let's go to the ring.
All right, Doc, what do you have from Dusty right there, who is working his ass off to try to make us want to hate fucking Petrov and be invested in this?
Well, I like everybody involved trying to get him over except for the guy himself. I thought he was good because it was short and to the point, but he's trying to build him up as a monster, and I'll go get it. I'll rip his nose off. I'm funky like a monkey. I thought he was good. I thought it was a good promo and effective. The sad part is we know how this ends, and there ain't no. I mean, you could just have Rick out there for the next hour and 24 minutes cutting promos for Petrov, and it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Harper, your thoughts?
Doesn't it seem like he's the wounded wolf in the pack, and everyone's trying to like carry him along, and they're trying to help him out, but at the end of the day, it's like we're just going to have to leave his ass behind.
Well,
he ain't gonna make it.
And the other part too is we already know, like we're looking at it already knowing, man, this shit don't work out with this dude. So we got that knowledge too.
I mean, what happens to him? Does he go work anywhere else, or he's just gone?
I think. Hey, what do I look like? Some kind of historian? I don't know. He sucks now. He sucks right now.
No. He works. I think he goes on to work other places. I forget when he retires, but
Hey, I'll just cut to the chase for his match this week. At least he hit his fucking finisher.
Yeah. God, just fuck this guy.
Oh shit.
Damn. Oh boy. Well, I agree. I mean, they're trying. And they're trying. You got to give them credit. I mean,
what are they supposed to do?
Later.
They're stuck.
Right. They're forced to deal with this. It's almost like it's like all the quarterbacks go down, so you get like the backup wide receiver that played quarterback in like junior college, and like, fuck.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like we all got to get together just to try to make this shit work.
Dude, Ivan beat Bruno, and Dusty got polka dots over, and they can't get this guy over. Let that sink in.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we go to the first match. It's Rocky King and Bill Tabb versus Manny and Rick Rude. Manny and Rude win, of course. I don't have anything from the match. Doc, did you?
No, sir.
Harper?
No, I mean, I just saw two black guys in the ring. I was like, that sucks to be all.
Damn.
I was like, y'all don't know this poor old fucking Rocky, man. I like Rocky.
He deserved better.
Yeah, really, man. The fuck.
Well, he definitely deserved better. Well, after the match, I'm not playing Manny's portion of the promo, but I will play Paul Jones and Rick Rude. Here it is.
Paul Jones and his World Tag Team Champions.
You know, Tony, week after week, you see my world champions defend their belt. But one thing, they have too much plans to defend those belts on television in front of a bunch of people that don't deserve to watch the world champion. Well, let me tell you something, Rock and Roll Express. We've given you every opportunity to regain those belts, and you can't cut it. You can't get the job done. All right, the Road Warriors. You want an opportunity, Road Warriors, the biggest men in professional wrestling. Well, you're going to have your opportunity because my champions are not closet champions. You bring it on. They'll be here with those belts. That's right. You know, Shivani, the Road Warriors come out here and they talk real mean. As a matter of fact, they look real mean, don't they, Bull? But you know, talk is cheap and looks are only skin deep. So come on down, Road Warriors. Let's see what you got inside underneath all that custom exterior. What about it, Bull?
No, we don't want to hear from Bull, unfortunately.
Why not?
Did you want to hear Manny go on at this point?
I got no problem with it, man. No, I don't.
Oh, it's because Manny almost whipped his ass one night at a bar. Now, I'm not trying to shit on Manny. Manny's actually active on one of the Facebook groups that I share the show on. So, Manny, we like you, man. It's cool, bro. I don't want no beef with you. But, Doc, what'd you have from the promo?
I liked Paul Jones there. I thought that was pretty good. I think there's a whole bunch of black girls in the crowd because it's really loud.
Nice.
It's really loud. It's like going to the theater when you're trying to watch.
Are you serious?
What?
You trying to say black folks are loud? Because I'm offended if so.
No, just black women.
That's all women, bro. You can't pin that on black women. Come on now.
Not you.
You can't pin this on black women.
You don't know the thing about the theater?
You haven't seen white girls get wasted? Boy, them white hoes get fucking loud, bro.
That's a different
Good
story.
Lord.
I don't hear volume. I see targets at that point.
Okay. That's nice.
It's like a lion looking at the herd like, which one's going to go down?
Which one can I pick off
Yeah,
and get away from the fat one?
Don't go home with him, Becky. You came with us.
No, I made the black girl reference because it's going to come back in later.
Oh, but yeah. Okay, I hear you. No, I know where you're going with that. Okay, Harper, what'd you have from this?
It seemed like Paul Jones in the beginning of his promo, he's kind of like sleepwalking through it, and then as soon as he gets to the Road Wars, he fucking wakes up.
I liked that he was quiet at the beginning because he's usually not. It was different.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I mean, Manny kind of rambles on, but I'll say it again. Rude is the perfect prick. He's just
God,
dude. That's
he's
smug.
a total asshole.
Yes.
I don't want to use the term colossal prick in public, but that's really what he is.
It's great, dude. He's so awesome at it. That's the part that's so great. It's like, holy shit. Oh, y'all asked about Pietrov, so I didn't want to say this without looking it up, so I did look it up. According to Wikipedia, I don't even remember this. It's mainly because I was starting to check out a UWF, but he does have a brief feud with Dr. Death in the UWF in summer of '87 or in '87, and then also he goes to the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh wow.
In '91, he worked under his real name, which is Al Blake. So he was used as
great.
Yeah, he was used as a preliminary based on what I know. So based on what I'm seeing here, but he was trained by Eddie Sharkey and Ivan. So it's just one of those things, man.
He seems like a perfect guy to be in the last 2 to 3 years of the AWA.
You know, I hate to say that. You're right, because that's when it was dying, but it's true.
That on ESPN.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Laying down for Greg Gagne.
Oh God! All right. Okay. All right. Anything else from what we saw right there? Because then we're about to get into some good shit. Okay.
Here we go.
So here we go. I don't know if I really need to play. You know what? I do need to play it. Let me play the promo as Barry is introducing what's about to happen and what's about to go down, because it kind of sets the stage for what we're going to talk about. So here's Barry right before they throw it to a videotape of Barry whooping Flair's ass. Here it is.
We're Barry Windham, one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions. You know, very recently on this program, you jumped in the ring with the Four Horsemen and you said, hey, I got what I deserve. But then a tag team match ensued and you jumped in the ring again, and this time a little bit of a different story.
Well, Tony, you know, I don't like to think of it as I jumped in on somebody's match. You know, what I did was just try to protect some friends of mine interest. And by stepping in there, you know, Tim Horner was being injured, Dennis Brown was being injured. All I did was go in there. I'll tell you what, Ric Flair, right now, he's in on this, you know, with the Four Horsemen. And I'll tell you, he's trying to hurt somebody. I don't know if he's trying to draw me into it or what, but Ric Flair, I'm hot on your tail. And we have a piece of videotape that tells it all. You know, I don't have to say another word. It tells the whole story.
Okay, fans, let's take a look at that videotape right now. Horsemen are here!
I wanted to let that first chop that Flair delivered play, but
that was a great match to watch,
dude. So Harper, I guess I'll throw it to you first, man. This is, let me tell you, this is from Columbia, South Carolina, January 13th, 1987. So just a few days before the Saturday night episode airs. This ain't no spot monkey bullshit either. It's just two dudes involved in a fight, and the crowd's going nuts. But Harper, what did you have?
I mean, not one person is sitting.
Why would they be?
Right. I mean, nowadays it's just, it's almost like
I think you said it perfectly when you said, yeah.
Yeah, it's like comparing a Ruth's Chris steak to a fucking
Nighthawk,
McDonald's hamburger,
like a Nighthawk diner.
Yeah, what the
TV
fuck?
dinner.
It's technically a steak. It's meat.
Maybe.
Yeah, if you play your cards right.
Right. What else?
But
you got?
But I mean, this was real fun to watch, man. And it was a packed fucking house in there too.
Oh hell yeah! And they're killing each other. I mean, this is good old school wrestling, man. Doc, what did you have from it?
This is like, if you said to me, what is the thing you told me? If the aliens were coming down and they're about to take over the earth, and they said, you have one chance to show us what wrestling was in 1987, I'd play him that match.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you haven't seen next week left, because next week they actually have a match that's like 45 minutes long, and it's just killer. So
I mean, I'll take my chances by playing him that match. And the thing of it is like you said, that's just meat and potatoes, two awesome wrestlers going after it where there's pride and personal issues, and I think I can win the title kind of things going on. Dude, you don't have to have a lot of exotic ingredients to make a pretty good meal here.
They made this real,
do it right.
They made it real simple. So Barry comes in, he helps Horner and Denny Brown. That they were involved in a tag match, and that's when he ends up mixing it up with Rick. And basically, Tommy Young, they call for a match on the spot. So the Horsemen are out there at ringside, but Dusty and the Rock and Roll are out at ringside too. So it kind of evens things up. And there's a couple times when Flair kind of powders out and goes out the ring, but they dump him back in. Like, this goes on for like 8 minutes from what we see on Saturday night. Barry actually hits his finisher. He hits the flying lariat, and then Barry goes for the pin, but the Horsemen run in, break up the pin attempt. From there, Tommy Young, he calls for the DQ, and Barry wins by DQ. Flair, for what it's worth, as always, he makes Barry look like $1 million here. Like, in my opinion, he made Barry look fan-fucking-tastic. And
and you played it at the beginning. He tattooed Wyndham with that fucking chop at the beginning. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, it was. This is 80s wrestling. I mean, no other way to say it. It's just 80s wrestling. You know, it's in 87, so we're getting to the later 80s, but yeah, 80s wrestling at its finest. Okay, so Doc, anything else from this? I mean, it's hard to really. I could oversell this thing. I mean, almost. It just was so great. But what else you got, Doc?
Well, we've, the wrestling fan that read the Aftermags knew who Barry Windham was and had heard of him before in '87, but he's still relatively young. And he's coming in here to the national TV, and he got, he's hooked up with Garvin. They won a belt. He's in the middle of things. But if you're just watching Saturday night, he's now been launched into onto Ric Flair's radar.
Yeah, he has.
That's different. He's now on that short list of people that Flair comes out and talks about, like Dusty and Magnum and Nikita and Ron Garvin. He's now in that list.
Yeah, he's up there. Harper, you got anything else before I move to the next promo?
No, let's go to Rick.
Well, I'm going to play Barry real quick at the end of the match while they're in the live arena. But no, I'm going to play Rick right after that. So here's Barry after he technically wins by DQ with David Crockett.
We got some kind of world champion right here. This guy, looking right here, screaming like I'm doing right now. Screaming all the time. He can't even hold a candle to what I got. Ric Flair, you better pay attention. There's a new world heavyweight champion right here. And you're looking at him face to face. Pay your dues, because paying time's coming.
Now, Barry was a big dude, too, and he got in there and worked with Flair. This was solid. That quick little snippet right there before they go to Flair, I thought was good. Harper, did you have anything else from that before we go to Flair?
The crowd was loud, huh? Fuck.
Jesus. They were loud the whole time. Wait till next week. It's just as good. Doc, anything from you?
I didn't understand the line about paying his dues. He's the champ, dude. He is paying the dues, but whatever, man. He's gassed after that match. I'm gonna cut him that break. That's fine. Wyndham is now in the hunt.
Well, and Flair's about to put him over some more right here in this promo as an opponent. But let's listen to Ric Flair talk about the Space Mountainettes and doing some auditions at the Holiday Inn. Here's Rick after all of that.
Okay, fans, back now with the man, the world heavyweight champion. It's your boy Ric Flair. Only thing I can say, what we just saw was one great event.
Well, Tony Schiavone, first of all, you're showing me a great deal of intelligence by introducing that piece like that. That was a tremendous contest between two, well, actually, the greatest wrestler of all time and a young gentleman who, in my estimation, is one of the greats in our sport. But David Crockett, the last thing heard on that great piece of wrestling was you hollering out over the microphone and Barry Windham, the winner. Now, let me point something out to you. I'm walking out here today with this, and this is what being the winner is all about. So you see, Barry Windham, the bottom line is, everybody out there that knows anything about wrestling, whether you're a wrestler, football player, tennis, doctor, lawyer, you recognize the fact that they just saw a tremendous contest between the world champion and a guy that would like to be the world champion. And you, my little punk friend, are like 5 dozen other guys. Y'all want to be what I am and have been. Dusty Rhodes has been the world champion, but he's not the champion now. Nikita Koloff wants to be the world champion. And Barry Windham, now Jim Crockett is making you, giving you the opportunity to wrestle me. Brother, you have got to do that night in and night out. You've got to perform at a level that makes you the ultimate. You've got to achieve day in and day out. You think that it's a piece of cake? Wrestling Nikita Koloff one night, Dusty Rhodes the next, the Road Warriors, Wahoo, Garvin, huh? No, I'll tell you what that is. That is what we call a piece of work, to wrestle the best every day of your life. You see, making $3 million a year is only part of it.
It's the glory, the notoriety. It's heaven, all the women. And let me add this. In Jacksonville, Florida, Wednesday night, Nikita Koloff, you got to walk that aisle. Because afterwards, at the Holiday Inn, I am personally holding auditions for the Space Mountain Nets.
The world champion, Ric Flair. Let's go to the ring.
Boy, Rick inviting the rats to Mountain Nets. Harper, go ahead. You first.
I mean, don't you love in the very beginning of this promo before he starts, you hear him go shh, shh. I don't know if it's the crowd or someone working for him tells them all to shut up.
Right.
And it's just to show you that they hang on every word Rick has to say because he's fucking Ric Flair. And that fucking, Wahoo's shooting the fucking promo. And dude, when he says, I'm the champion and you're a guy that wants to be a champion, fuck you. That's so fucking awesome.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Rick's good, dude.
And then when he goes on about, I have to defeat guys like Dusty and Nikita every night. What do you say? That's what people call a
piece of work.
Yeah, that was great. Because it's all true.
Yeah. Doc, what'd you have?
I think it's easy for people that are a little bit younger, although I don't know many of them listen to us. But I think, Rick became cartoonish for about the last
10 years.
More.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't like this. And he was older, and it's harder to, this shit's hard to do, right? But I think there's a generation of people that are a little bit younger that see Old Man Rick or Charlotte that don't fully appreciate how badass he was 24/7, literally 24/7. Second of all, I'm wondering if we need to just start giving the Rolex to the second best person on every show to make this fair.
Yeah.
Well, this week ain't fair because, here, I'm going to spoil it for you. He just did that one, and then he's got another one later.
Yeah, this is just round one.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, all right, I got my first nut in. Let me go brush my teeth, and I'm going to go get a fucking shot of whiskey, and I'll be back for the next one.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying, dude. That's
brush his teeth.
I don't know, dude. He might be down there giving mustache rides, man. Who knows? That's what Tony Schiavone says on his show. He talks about.
But basically, the good news is he's on national TV, but he's still thinking about that. You can tell he's thinking about that territory day, where I'm rolling into your town, and this is the best day of your life to wrestle me. You've got to be the best. I just have to be me. That shit is. It's classic. Wyndham, you think you got to be the best you've ever been. I'm that way every day.
Yeah.
That's psychological. That puts man, he's right. Can I do it?
Yeah, that's kind of. We think
everybody wants to be king until they gotta live with the decisions and the work and everything else, the toll that being king puts on you.
We think the whole heel champion thing was kind of just the way the NWA did it, just because that was just their way. But Rick sure didn't make it easy for them to have that heel champion, like that you would chase the belt for. He's like the perfect person for it. And that promo exudes, chase the heel. The heel is the champion. The face will always chase. All right. I thought this was great, man. I can't add anything else. And with the fact that we got another Rick coming up later is even better. So we'll go to the next match. It's Alan West and Eddie Roberts versus the Kansas Jayhawks, which is Dutch Mantell, Bobby Jaggers. Jayhawks win. I got nothing else from it. Harper, did you have anything from that one?
I forgot about them.
Yeah. They kind of been, I don't want to say floundering, but Barry came in. We've had some other debuts since the last time we saw him. So Dutch and Jaggers really haven't done much on the Saturday night shows. Doc, do you have anything?
They should be heels. I've been saying this for months.
Oh, 100%. That's especially Dutch. God damn. Dutch is a heel. He's made to be a heel. All right. Well, we got a debut. It's Lex Luger. And here's Lex's promo. First promo on Saturday night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a man that was voted Rookie of the Year. When they say the sophomore jinx would hit someone, it didn't hit him. He kept on. He continued to become one of the greatest wrestling stars ever. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony, it's a pleasure for me, on behalf of Jim Crockett Promotion, to introduce you to Lex Luger. Lex, good to see you.
Well, thank you very much. You know, all these allocates are true, but the big build-up really isn't necessary. Because of the fact that unless someone's had their head in the sand the last year and a half, Lex Luger's been plastered in every magazine cover he posted, and there's a reason for that. Lex Luger is the total package. Physically, there's a lot of strong guys in sport professional wrestling. I've got that. I'm also intellectually a college graduate. I can do all that. And also, what I have to say is that I'm here for one reason. Because when I put out the word from Florida that I was leaving, promoters got down on their hands and knees and begged Lex Luger, please, Lex Luger, come wrestle for me. They blank checks. Jim Crockett Promotions, that's where the best wrestler is. To be the best, you gotta beat the best, and that's what I'm here for. And also, the financial aspects are here, and that's what I'm interested in. And because of that reason, there's an elite group. I do my homework, I've done my research. And this elite group is named the Horsemen, and that's what I'm gonna be. Thank you.
He said he was going to be a horseman. Okay, that was Lex Luger. Let's go to the ring.
Doc, I'll throw it to you first because I don't know if Harper stepped away. Doc, you're a Lex Luger fan, right? What's wrong, Doc? You didn't like that?
What?
You didn't like Lex right there?
Well, here starts the downward slope of the whole thing.
No, it ain't. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, it is. Dude,
Okay.
I don't like Lex Luger.
Well, I know that. I knew that was coming from you, but and I'll explain myself in a second.
Do you?
Well, let me get Harper's. You've obviously made it known that you don't like Luger. Let me get Harper's side of it.
He's just he looks good. I remember as a kid watching him, I was like, oh, look, it's He-Man. But it's just, I've always thought that he would oversell and his clotheslines look like shit. And I can tell you one thing, bro. If we ever did a top 5 of the worst finishers, that motherfucking torture rack would be number 1 by fucking far, bro.
I don't know. That Petrov finish is bad.
Oh, God, that's a close fucking dude. That's fucking horrible, too. But it's like, I never understood. It's like, what's he supposed to be doing to him?
Readjusting their back?
Yes. It's just like, what the fuck, bro? I just never. It's like, okay, I'm going to put you up here and kind of squat a little.
Here's the thing. When we started this, we went down how great the talent was in the Federation. And now we're starting to have real serious problems where people in prominent roles are just not good at wrestling.
Well, it's the Magnum deal. They're fucking scrambling for the next Magnum.
The problem is Magnum could go. He wasn't great. He ain't Luthez, but he could go.
Mm-hmm.
He was believable.
I'm going to shock both of y'all.
What?
I don't hate Luger and despise him as much as you all do.
I don't hate him. It's just he was not. It's like when you see Flair and Dusty, and he's top of the line motherfuckers, and Luger is like, he's a Buick, and they're like a Mercedes. Yeah, you got leather seats and all, but you're a fucking Buick.
This is the beginning of the end of this promotion.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
They
dude.
still got some time in '87.
It'll still be good, but it'll never be the same.
Well, so you say you'd rather watch Raw than watch this right now?
Why is that my only two choices? How come I can't go to Smoky Mountain, dude?
Well, Smoky Mountain doesn't exist for another 4 years or 5 years at this point.
Harvard was out last weekend working on the Boogie Mobile time machine, getting the carburetor ready and the flux capacitor. I think we'll be up and running soon.
Well, let me say this. I agree with Harper. Lex's finisher was never a favorite.
It's what do you wrestlers like to say? It's the shits.
It's the drizzling shits.
My problem with Luger was I could never get behind him whenever he was a babyface. I think he's fine as a heel because he's got that whole narcissism thing going for him with that, speaking in the third person shit. It just that. So I'm fine with that. I didn't think he ever had the charisma that others had.
No. He's just all look. He's all paint job, right?
But I don't mean to give things away here, but he's going to signal a change and some other things, and it just changes what I like.
Okay, well that's fair enough, and you hate Lex, so that's fine. But hey, he's got those allocades, and he's a college graduate.
Oh, he's got those
what?
He's got what?
You didn't hear him when he said that?
He graduated college.
No.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he at the beginning he said, "I come in with a lot of allocades."
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
That was everybody. I never forget Bischoff talking about which side is he on in the first Nitro? Who cares?
Yeah.
You really felt that way about him?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really was invested when he came.
Dude, I never hated him, but he was just around, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He was a Southern wrestler that I never hated, but I just didn't get invested.
No.
Well, I didn't hate him. He just wasn't my cup of tea. I mean,
like what Cornette says about Tim Horner, he's the best friend. That's what Luger was to me. He's the second. He's the best player.
But the problem is he don't think he's the best friend.
Fuck no. He thinks he's, the hottest thing going. Yeah, for real. Wah.
All right, well, we'll keep going as we say that.
Boy, if I was Dusty Ed and I saw that, I'd go into the damn locker room and say, everybody, get a driver. No more Magnums, man. Shit.
Wow,
that's nice.
I'm curious. Everybody out there listening to this right now, please. I'm curious. Because obviously all of our listeners are old Saturday night, viewers. They love this promotion. They love what Jim Crockett Promotions did. I want to know with the longtime listeners of the show, like the Jeff Jewetts out there, what they think. Did you like Lex or did you hate him? What were your honest thoughts on him? Send it to me at BTT_podcast. I'm curious what you guys think about Luger because I think in a way I think it's really split. I think there are people who loved him. I think there are people that didn't care for him. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people were kind of on the middle with him, kind of like I was. I was just in the middle with him.
I think so, dude.
Dude, he's about to replace Ole.
What the fuck?
You know what's crazy? Okay, damn, Doc. Man, I like.
Well, I didn't even mention Elizabeth.
That's nice.
Now you're going too far. Come on, bro.
He killed Miss Elizabeth.
I didn't say that.
Y'all are assholes. That ain't
I
funny.
didn't say that.
Okay.
That was Doc.
Yeah.
It was Harper. It was Harper.
That's
it was clearly a black voice.
Wow. Barry Windham.
I'm the white guy here.
Barry Windham takes on Thunderfoot 2 in the next match. Barry wins rather quickly. We go straight.
No, you said hold on. You said something funny here. What was something funny?
I don't even remember. Oh, I was talking about Ole. Ole's such a curmudgeon, and I'm like, I like him. It's the fact that Lex will end up replacing him. What the fuck? Anyway.
See? All downhill.
No, not all downhill. Barry Windham is coming out next. He's going to cut a promo after he defeats Thunderfoot 2. Here's Barry.
Here right now, and I saw something that I want to talk about. I need to talk to Luger. He didn't want to be a horseman. I know that, his time's allotted for something else.
Right.
But Luger, hey, he didn't want to be a horseman.
Okay, we got to take a break. Fans, we'll be right back.
All right, I wanted to play that real quick because I thought that Barry did a good job of selling, like, what the hell does his friend want to do with Luger? Why does he, I mean, not Luger, what does his friend want to do with the Horsemen? Why is he so interested in joining the Horsemen? So that's why I played that, soundbite real quick. Harper, do you have anything from that real quick one before I go to the Horsemen that are out there next?
I was just thinking, who in the fuck is it to you to tell him what to do?
Damn.
You know?
Okay. Well,
that's like someone telling
was...
some kid that, like, oh, well, you don't want to go to fucking Alabama. Go to fucking LSU. Fuck you. I want to go to Bama because they got fucking championships now. Fuck you.
So what Harper's trying to say is, if your friend wants to bang the fat broad, who are you? Who are you to stand in the way?
You're right.
Just let him knock it out, Harper.
Yeah,
She's hot, but she's got herpes. Well, who?
Does she have it right now?
Yes, that's what that always. She has it always.
Oh fuck! No, it pops up like once every 6 months, right?
That's not how that works.
Yes, you got to play the clock.
Wait, you got to run a West Coast offense against the herpes, dude. I think Harper and I need to get in the boogie time machine and go back and tell Ole to stay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ole, let's play the next promo with J.J. Dillon, Ole, Arn, and Tully, who are out there. Here it is.
Okay, fans, back with the World Championship Wrestling, the man with the money, James J. Dillon, and along with members of the Four Horsemen.
We saw a little situation earlier today involving the World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and Barry Windham that disturbed me a little bit. And once again, Dusty Rhodes was out there with the Rock and Roll Express around the ring to try and intimidate a few people. But you don't intimidate the Four Horsemen. And we're out here once again in the showing of unity. And everywhere you look around, you see championship belts, you see money. And I always feel real good when I look over my left shoulder and I see one of the pillars of professional wrestling. I'm talking, of course, about Ole Anderson.
Well, when you talk about people interfering, you mentioned one guy's name that hits me every time I think about wrestling. I'm talking about you, Rhodes. And you got another guy that's running around with you, interfering just a little bit more than he should, and I'm talking about Barry Windham. Sometimes we make a mistake when all Four Horsemen are together. We figure maybe you're going to go by the rules. But it doesn't happen that way. It seems funny. We're the ones that are always accused of breaking the rules. But as soon as we end up with 3 horsemen or 2 horsemen somewhere, somebody jumps in. And Windham, you made a big, big mistake. Jumping in on a Four Horsemen's business is going to cost you a nose, because we're going to cut that nose off right around your neck. I make a warning to you, like I've made to some other people, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to get it done. And when we do, there's going to be 4 men and a manager, the Four Horsemen and James J. Dillon, that are going to be at the top of the wrestling heap. And Windham and Garvin and you especially, Rhodes, and all of your friends are going to be at the bottom of the heap looking at the kings of the hill, the Four Horsemen and James J. Dillon. Right here. Unity is what it's all about, and the Horsemen are here.
All right, the Four Horsemen with James J. Dillon. Let's go to the ring.
Doc, you mean you want Ole to stay? Is that what you're saying?
Of course I do.
Okay.
He's a badass. Everything's back. They respect Ole. Everything's fine. I'm sad. I hate everything. I quit.
Oh, you quit? Yeah, okay. Harper, that was a pretty good promo from Ole, though.
Yeah, man. I want him to stay too, because he seems more realistic than fucking Luger. I mean, don't get me wrong. Luger looks like $1 million, but that's it, man. Fuck.
Okay, I'm sure we're gonna talk more about this on another show at another time. But the thing is, Ole is different. Ole's old school. Ole is the old heel curmudgeon.
He's a professional wrestler.
Well, wait, and Luger is like a stuck-up prick. Ole is a curmudgeon. They're like 2 different things. So, I hear you when you say he can't replace him. No, he can't replace him. He's totally different than him. It's not even the same area code, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like comparing coffee to tea. They're just 2 different things.
These new kids need to get off my lawn.
Yeah, that's Ole. It's a little bastard.
It's me with the new kids. Fuck them.
All right. Well, okay. So, Harper, any other thoughts on that?
No.
Ole. Okay.
Stay, Ole.
Well, get the time machine cooked, baked up. The next match, we get Randy Barber and Gary Royal versus Baron Von Raschke and
What
Dick
the
Murdoch.
fuck? Oh,
Wow.
I know, huh?
Brainbuster on Barber by Murdoch for the win, and Murdoch and Raschke win on that one. Doc, anything
Whatever.
before I go to the Road Warriors when they're going to rip some shit up right here? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
I can tell Harper said no, too. So we're going to the Road Warriors. Listen up, folks. Buckle up and listen to this one.
We told you they were here. Here they are. Animal Hawk, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors.
No, some Tony Schiavone. I'm out here watching the interviews. I'm out there back watching the monitor, and I hear Rick Rude in front of Manny out here saying, looks are cheap, talk's cheap, and looks really skin deep. What do you got inside, Road Warriors? Well, I'll tell you what we got inside. We got hatred inside. We got revenge inside. Because punks like you have everything laid out for you on a silver platter. Everything comes easy to you guys. You don't know what it's like to get your butt kicked by 10, 12, 15 guys. So we said to ourselves, we're going to do something about it. So let me tell you two, R&R something. When we get done with you, you may not just be world champions anymore. But tonight, in Greensboro, our brother Dusty Rhodes and the Legion of Doom are going to defend a world six-man championship, right, Hawk? Well, Tony Schiavone, I got to go back to the term I've been using here lately. Slug. It's Slug City, wherever me and Animal go. Rude. Manny Fernandez, you talk a big talk. What are your credentials? What have you done? Who have you beat up? You sure ain't beat us up. You sure ain't ever gonna beat us up. You better hold on to them belts, polish them every day, and hope for the best. And hoping for the best for you is that you never have to get into the four corners of doom with the Legion of Doom. Because, see, we're a little bit different than everybody. As you can plainly see, we're not out here talking about the things that other people are talking about. The bottom line to us is fighting. That's the bottom line. And the bottom line under that bottom line is winning the fights. And we win every fight we've ever been in. You talk about us like we got a challenge with you. Well, you're in for the biggest challenge of your life. You better wake up, boys. You better take a good look. Sure, if we want to eat Twinkies, we'll eat Twinkies. If I want to go out and slaughter a cow and eat it raw, I'll do that too, punk. You go out here and show your cute little abdominal muscles. They ain't gonna help you in the ring, punk. Cuts are for kids. Bulk are for big boys. Tell 'em, Paul.
You know, Clark, you said it all. I've heard a lot of conversation out here, and it sounds like a dice game. It's a lot of crap. No, Tony, we're going to go to La La Land this week. That's Los Angeles. We're coming there, and it's going to be a happy time in La La Land. We're going to Jacksonville, Florida. The LOD is going to fly on their express, and we're going to have a big party because the LOD knows how to have a good time. So all you big boys out there that are signing the contracts, and all you sluggos and sluggettes that think they can sign a contract and back it up, think about it. Let's go.
The Legion of Doom and Friction's Paul Ellering fans more.
And Hawk means business. Doc, what do you have?
But I like the Animal at the beginning when he goes, I got hatred inside. I got revenge inside. I was like, dude, I believe it, man. I hear you. I'm on it. And then Hawk is just believable and intense and just, dude.
He said if we want to eat Twinkies, we'll eat Twinkies. If we want to slaughter a cow and eat it raw, we'll slaughter a cow and eat it raw. I was like,
dude, and then he got into some like muscle and fitness talk with like cuts or, you know.
Yeah. Cuts are for kids, bulk are for big boys. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. Harper, what did you have?
Dude, I love what he says, the four corners of doom. You stepped into the four corners of fucking doom when you get in the ring with him. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And is this when we start hearing Legion of Doom more?
That's a good question.
That's their name?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I mean, because it's the first time I think I like remember hearing it, because it seemed prior to this it was all Road Warriors, Road Warriors, Road Warriors.
I've heard Animal tell a story one time that when they went to WWF, that like Vince didn't want to use the term Road Warriors,
Right.
and Animal was like, he was like pitching names to Animal, and Animal was like, what about Legion of Doom? And I think Animal had said he had already like trademarked it or something, and that name. And Vince
Well, the Legion of Doom is from the fucking Super Friend cartoon. That's where he got it from.
Again, I don't remember the exact story. I could swear I heard Animal in a shoot interview saying that he had threw that name out there. He had already had it in the back of his head, and Vince went with it. And when Vince went with it, like they had already like done marketing and different things with it. So, because I guess they wanted to own it, like WWF wanted to own it. However, that's possible. Again, I'm not an attorney. I have no clue. But that's how they ended up being able to like keep that name. And if I'm getting that wrong, somebody please correct me. But I could have swore that's what I heard the story was behind that. This is probably the first time though, or one of the first times. Who knows? They may have said it on a local promo. But yeah, I agree. I always liked that Legion of Doom. I mean, I liked Road Warriors, but I also like Legion of Doom. It had a cool sound to it as a kid. The Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom. It kind of went hand in hand to me.
Yeah.
Doc, anything from you? Any more from you on this one?
Are y'all done? Jesus Christ!
How
they're the
ridiculous
Road Warriors.
does
They're the Road
Ellering
Warriors.
look?
That's all they need to be.
How ridiculous does Ellering look, Harper?
Like a fucking jackass. I could just picture him like sitting on a park bench, like reading a newspaper, like as a spy, kind of like waiting for like the fucking, Tom Cruise to walk up to him and like give him a fucking a secret file or something.
A hand job.
That's nice. Yeah, that's real nice. All right, we'll keep going. Up next is Midnight Express and Big Bubba versus Larry Stevens, David Isley, and Ronnie Angle. So Midnight and Bubba win when Bobby Eaton hits the rocket launcher with the help of Dennis Condrey. Let's hit play and listen to Cornette in the Midnight after they win.
You know, it amazes me, it astounds me.
What, Doc?
Dude, Big Bubba was impressive in that match.
Yeah, when he kicked the guy in the back of the head. I forgot what you call that. Kicked the guy in the back of the head.
Bubba's working matches on Worldwide around this time, and I got to tell you, he's looking real good.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking real good. So, all right,
That's
let's
all.
go back. Let's go back to Corny. Here it is.
Me how when you're the greatest thing that anybody's ever seen, like my men are, how people are jealous of you, how they try to get together and plot and conspire against you, just like Dusty Rhodes. He wanted to be the Bunkhouse Stampede champion. So when Big Bubba won that thing rightfully, he went to shut up. He went to Jimmy Crockett's office and he said, listen here, I wanted to be the Bunkhouse champion. And Jimmy Crockett said, well, you know something? It is going to wee me off if I have to give them boys that $100,000. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you another chance at it, Dusty. We'll have a Bunkhouse off single match between you and Bubba. Give you one more chance. And then the United States Tag Team Champions, Ronnie Garvin and Barry Windham, they came in and Ronnie Garvin said, well, listen, Jimmy, you know, you can't give that Midnight Express no more shots at that U.S. Tag Team title because the last time right there on TV, I was a beaten man. If the bell hadn't rung and saved me, they'd be the U.S. Tag Team Champions. And Jimmy Crockett sat there and he thought, well, if Cornette's men had the U.S. Tag Team title, and every time I went into Jimmy Crockett's office and he's sitting behind that big mahogany desk and he's pushing that pencil around saying, you go here and you wrestle him, I'd say, listen, Tightwad Crockett, you better come up off some more money or you ain't going to have the U.S. champion. So he said, sure, Ronnie. He said, they won't get no more title shots. They won't get no more title shots because I don't want them to be the champions. Everybody's in a plot, conspiring. Well, Garvin, we're going to corner you and we're going to have those belts. And Ronnie Garvin, just because you've been the instigator of all this, we're going to take you out, boy. We're going to finish you off completely. And Dusty Rhodes, February the 27th is the date. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is the place in the steel cage. $100,000 in the Bronze Boot Bunkhouse Championship. You and Big Bubba one-on-one. And the only way to win is to take your opponent and throw him out of that cage, whether it be through the door, over the top, or maybe right through the wire. And I want to ask you, Dusty Rhodes, have you ever seen a tomato thrown through a screen door? That's exactly what you're going to look like, brother, because I'll promise you this. Big Bubba Rogers is more of a man than you are. Big Bubba Rogers is better than you are. Big Bubba Rogers is stronger than you are. And you say 1987 is going to be your funky like a monkey tour. Well, let me tell you something, Dusty Rhodes, and you listen to me real good. Just because your breath smells like cheetahs ain't no sign you Tarzan, boy.
Whoa. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Tell me y'all caught Dennis and Bobby just fucking.
Bobby Eaton stole that whole scene.
He barely said 2 words. You want to explain, Doc, what you mean?
He was telling him to hold the mic, and then he was bumping into him, and just it's so subtle being a prick that it's fantastic.
And Shivani can't do nothing but take it.
Right, and it's next to Cornette, who's just blowing a gasket, so it's very subtle and understated and perfect.
Okay.
And Condry is at the end of his rope. You can see it in his eyes.
I don't know. He looks like he's having fun right here.
Yeah, it's like he reminds me of fucking Del Rey when he's just being a fucking jackass.
Yeah, because Harper, did you see him like he kept flipping Shivani's notes over?
Uh-huh. He kept fucking with his papers.
He kept messing with the papers, and he would purposely look at them, pick the papers up, turn them upside down. You can hear it in the video. He slams the papers down, boom. And Shivani's like, you idiot. And then at the end, he rips a piece of the paper off and stuffs it in his mouth and starts chewing on it. Like, what are you doing? And the funny part about all that, while all that's going on, Cornette don't miss a beat. He's looking into the camera, blowing a gasket, having another heart attack. That was great. I enjoyed that. But anyway, Harper, you got anything else?
How come Dusty doesn't put over this match with Bubba?
Yeah, because he didn't talk about it earlier.
Bring it up, right? We never heard him once talk about this.
Well, he's trying to pump up Pietrov.
Yeah.
I mean that if you want to be real here, like seriously. Speaking of which, here comes the promo. Here comes Ivan. He's about to put in some work. Here it is.
Okay, we're back with you on World Championship Wrestling, and years ago in the Soviet Union, two men, Nikita Koloff, Vladimir Pietrov, great competitors against each other, and it's obvious why this man is here.
You know, it is very clear to Vladimir and myself, and I'm sure the whole wrestling world, that why Nikita has become an American. Not only soft in body and in mind, but in heart. The two men responsible for this, the two American men, is you, Dusty Rhodes, great American dream, and the respect for this Magnum TA. That is why, Nikita, it is easy now to distinguish you. You are the man walking around with big yellow streak down your back. You have failed to answer the challenge to meet Vladimir one-on-one. But we know we're going to press the issue. You hear, Nikita? You think the world of this Dusty Rhodes. He has taught you a lot of freedom in this America. You like your new lifestyle. Well, now, we're going to go out. Vladimir is going to go out and injure this American dream, Dusty Rhodes. This way, you'll be forced into the ring, out of embarrassment. Nikita, so you watch real close. Dusty Rhodes, you've been hurt a lot over the past year. The Four Horsemen injuring you. Well, you look good with brace around your neck after Vladimir injures your neck with flying hammer off a rope. Okay, you watch close too, Nikita, what is going to happen to this opponent of Vladimir. Well, that's what
Okay.
All right, so after that, they go to the ring, and Petrov beats Zane Smith. But, Doc, did you have anything from Nikita's promo right there? Or Ivan's promo, I'm sorry.
At least Nikita believed that he was Russian.
Yeah.
Petrov's just standing there, and I'm like, his name's Randy or Al or whatever.
You
and
just
then he
found
goes
out his name was Al. What are you talking about?
And then, like, dude, there's two ends of the spectrum. There's Rock and Roll Over in JCP, and then there's Petrov at the other end.
You sound disgusted, Doc.
It's time to wrap this show up and go to a different promotion. Between Luger and Petrov, I'm just disgusted.
Okay, yeah. It's not that bad, but all right.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't. It's really not.
These two muscle-bound idiots are ruining my association.
Okay. Go ahead, Harper. What were you about to say?
If you told me Nikita was from Russia, I would believe you. Not this asshole. He's just a big old gym rat motherfucker that's probably dumb as fuck.
Wow. Wow.
Now you know why Harper gets jumped at wrestling events.
Wow. Yeah, that's why you got people attacking you, asshole.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
It's like they fucking scrambled to fill in the void, and they went to a gym and say, "What about that asshole? He's
they panicked.
Big." Right.
They panicked.
Mm-hmm. They fucking panicked.
They should have vinced this thing and stole some people.
Yeah, this is like Ryan Leaf, dude. It's such a fucking. It's the Ryan Leaf of fucking wrestling.
Wow, y'all are really down on the product, man.
Well, no. I mean, fuck. I mean, Magnum goes down. It just shows you, dude. One little screw gets fucking knocked out, and everything gets fucked up. All of this is from Magnum going down, because if Magnum wouldn't have gone down, Nikita would still be standing next to him. Not this asshole.
Imagine if Magnum don't go down.
Dude,
like,
I was watching this thinking about that. You fucking Luger wouldn't be there. Barry wouldn't be there, and if he was, he wouldn't be getting pushed like he is.
Well, I don't know. See, I don't know. I wonder sometimes if Barry
would have been behind Magnum. Come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm not saying he would have been in front of him. I'm saying he may have still come in, and Luger may have still come in. Who knows? You got to bring in talent. You got to rotate at some point. But here's one certainty: I don't think we ever see Vladimir Petrov on Saturday night. Just my opinion. I have no knowledge of that, but yeah. Okay, so now that y'all are disgusted, Ivan Koloff is going to come out, and I got to play this again because, well, let me say, I got to play it. I got to play Ivan here. Here it is.
Down in the ring, not
He'll
really
be
moving
down
at all.
for a long time, just like Dusty Rhodes. We have put our sights on this Dusty Rhodes American Dream, like I have said before, simply because Nikita is now afraid. He's been afraid for a long time, ever since he has heard of Vladimir coming back into the area. And Vladimir is here for one reason and one reason only, Nikita, and that is to get revenge against you for what you have done to us and our country. Disgrace, humiliation. Now you are going to feel this, Nikita, and Dusty Rhodes, great American Dream. As you can see, this opponent that Vladimir just put down on mat that is being helped under the ring. You're going to witness and you're going to feel this yourself, Dusty Rhodes. So take this as a warning right now. Any of your friends also. Every time we step into the ring, the opponent that Vladimir faces is going to be carried out. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, Nikita. There's going to be a time you're going to have to get in the ring and meet Vladimir one-on-one. But you're going to have to go down and visit your friend Dusty Rhodes alongside of Magnum TA in hospital.
Angel,
that was pretty fucking stiff. Y'all got to admit.
Well, yeah. So
he told them to go visit your friend Magnum in the hospital. Shit. That was nice. That's some good heel work.
Hey, just because I said I'm down on the people coming in don't mean I don't like the people that have been here. Come on now.
Yeah.
I hear that. Harper, what you got from that? Anything?
They're making fun of Magnum like that. What a dick. He should have said, hey, Magnum, have you ever heard of seatbelts?
Wow.
They save lives.
Wow.
That's just so, I mean, that was kind of low, huh?
Yeah, he hit him, go visit your friend in the hospital. I mean, holy shit.
That sucks.
Well, he ain't going to walk for a while. We might as well draw some money off this shit.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all want to hear from J.J. Dillon now as he addresses Lex Luger's comments about Luger wanting to be a member of the Horsemen, Doc?
Oh, yeah.
He's about to give Luger a big rub.
Here you go.
Okay, fans, back at ringside. Lex Luger will be in action just a minute, and James J. Dillon is out here by himself.
Well, last hour I heard the comments by Lex Luger, and of course the Four Horsemen had an interview scheduled, and we had some important things to talk about. And after we walk off, you very slyly made a comment that nothing was said about Lex Luger, and I think that the picture should be cleared up a little bit. But I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that the true people that dominate professional wrestling are the Four Horsemen. Now, granted, the superpowers, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, have a tremendous amount of fan support. They got a lot of friends around them that the fans are cheering for. But the real nucleus of professional wrestling, the real backbone, is the Four Horsemen. World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair is the epitome of our sport. And standing right next to him is the World Television Champion Tully Blanchard. And when we negotiate contracts, if one wants something bad enough, we may use the other as a lever to get what we want. And the fact that the Minnesota Wrecking Crew are standing right there beside us, anytime an open contract comes up for the U.S. Tag Team Champions or whatever, Mr. Crockett and some of his people, fellow promoters, got to be horrified when I stick a contract under there for the Andersons. Now, I get 50, 100, 200 calls a week from people saying, hey, I want to be a horseman. Well, I don't have time. We don't really consider expanding at this point. But I do have to admit that I was a little bit flattered when someone of the caliber of Lex Luger would come out here on National Champion, and I have to admit I was a little surprised and say that he's coming here with a goal in mind of being a horseman. Hey, here's a guy that went to the University of Miami, played pro football 7 years with the Green Bay Packers, a tremendous athlete, and in all honesty, I want to come out here and get a little bit closer look at him.
All right, let's take a look at him in the ring.
As Lex is about to face George South. Doc, what do you have from JJ right there as he puts over Luger?
Does anybody believe he played 7 years in the NFL?
No.
Well, I did a little research. Y'all want to hear what I found out?
He was on a practice. He was on a practice
Right.
squad 1 year.
Okay, so he didn't play 6 years for Green Bay. He was there for a short stint, according to Wikipedia, in Green Bay. He played for, get this, and how hard is this considering the fucking United States Football League, USFL, only was around for 3 years. He played for the Bandits of Tampa Bay, the Memphis Showboats, and the Jacksonville Bulls of the USFL before wrestling. He also played in the CFL for the Montreal Alouettes. So, but he did not play 6 years in Green Bay.
Yeah, who cares? Wrestling.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Right?
Say that again, Harper?
He was drafted by the Packers, right?
I don't know. I really don't.
Who cares?
I have no clue.
Here's what I noticed. They're going to go to the ring, and Luger locks up terrible. Watch that.
Look, he's a college graduate, man. Get off his fucking case. I would love to know what his degree is in from fucking Miami.
Kinesiology.
General studies.
General studies.
Lay off the general studies degree.
Studies.
Mine was in African American studies. Does that shock you?
Yes. Steroids.
Wow.
That's what his degree's in.
All right, y'all want to know? Okay, so
in African American studies.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Why?
No, I'm saying is that what you got?
No, that's not what my degree.
Oh, that's what you said.
No. That was a joke. That was a joke.
That's like a made up degree. They made up for like football players.
But he did fill the quota for me to give him the Excellence of Execution award while getting that degree.
That's real.
He was my token winner.
That's
nice. What the fuck?
Very classy. Okay. Anything else from J.J. Dillon right there on Lex Luger?
He put Luger over. He's trying. These old vets are trying.
Imagine this, and then Luger goes in the ring to face George South. Luger wins. South puts him over. They show two broads in the crowd licking their lips as Lex is in there wrestling. But Luger does win. Harper, any thoughts on Luger defeating George South there?
I mean, Luger's got the look, man, but they gotta have a minute with someone like George South because he can guide him along.
Yeah, he really can. I mean, you can put him in there with somebody that knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Agree. Doc, anything else before I move on?
Nope. Oh, well.
What?
Do you want me to give you my nugget that I told you this week here? Is this where you want me to drop it in?
Sure, go ahead.
How old do you think, Harper, how old do you think Luger is here?
Let's see. Well, he played in sports for 7 years. He graduated. I assume he graduated college at 21. And I would say mid 27.
Okay, so that's some good reasoning. We're all smart here at BTT. That's a little bit off, but Harper's thinking his way through it. So he's 29. But the nugget here is he is 3 months older than Arn Anderson.
Damn. Wow.
Arn looks like he's 40 once again.
Yeah.
Right here. Arn always looked old.
Right.
Arn's like Bob Caudle. They look the same age now that they did in 1987.
Yeah, dude, that's like someone texted me. They're like, dude, I looked up George South. He's only 55 years old. I said, yeah, because all those old timers fucking look like that.
I would have bet money that if you'd have just said who's older, Arn Anderson or Lex Luger, that my money would have gone on Arn for sure.
Oh God, no doubt, man. But you got to remember, he's also losing his hair too.
Yeah, that doesn't help Arn. He's got that balding spot. Doc, anything else from Luger though, or before we
No.
No.
Well, let's hear from Luger after his.
God.
You don't want to hear it?
Yeah, do it.
Here it is.
Okay, David, let's bring in Lex Luger right now. There's no doubt about it.
As he
Congratulations,
grabs
an
his
impressive
dick.
win as I've ever seen. First time in.
Well, thank you very much. You know, it's like I said before, the total package, the physical, the intellectual endowments, the background, professional football. I'm here for titles. I'm here for money. And like I said, the Horseman's where it's at. I've done my homework.
Well,
All
there's
the research I've done. I looked up every wrestler, their financial background, what they've earned, and they're on top. That's where I want to be.
okay. Barry, here's Barry Windham.
You know, hey, I've been listening to you. You don't want to be one of these horsemen. I'm telling you, you don't know the things that they've done. They've done to Dusty. They've done to me. They do to all these guys out here.
Barry, we
That's
go back
not what
a
you
long
want to
ways.
do.
We both about friend and foe. I'm sure we'd rather be friends, but this is business. You know what I do? You've been in my home. We spent time together. I retired from professional football early. Now I'm going to retire from wrestling early. Make the money. Make the big score while you can.
You don't want to be a horseman. You don't want to be.
I'll tell you,
no
Barry.
talking to you right now. I'm sorry. There's no talking to you right now.
Lex Luger is the single biggest attraction in professional sports today, and he's going to be a horseman. Mark my words.
Okay, fans, back with more right after this time.
Okay, Doc,
Man.
thoughts?
Wyndham was good.
Oh yeah, he's believable.
Yeah. Fucking Luger's got that fucking Tim Horner thing where he can't catch his goddamn breath after a fucking match, but he's got this fucking $1 million body.
Right.
He's like, fuck that cardio shit.
He's got a fucking Ferrari that ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Dude, that match was like 2 minutes long too. that he
Right.
had.
Right. He was whooped. I'm starting to see why his football career wasn't so hot.
He wasn't whooped, dude. It's this thing with controlling your breathing, man. I'm telling you, and he just it's not easy to speak even after you work, but it's the whole controlling your breathing. Tim Horner does the same thing after a quick match. I mean, think about it, Tim Horner.
A fucking commissioner.
Okay. Luger should run for commissioner. All right, I can't.
You know who's the best? You know who's the best at it right these days? Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He can bark while he's working, and he's a
Dude,
fat bastard.
He sure the fuck can. He sure can. All right. Well, after Luger there, we got Tim Horner. Speaking of Tim, versus Thunderfoot number 1, and Horner wins. Doc, thoughts on this match, if any?
0.
Yeah. How many Thunderfoots are there?
2.
Was this the same ones? Is this the same guy that was with JJ?
Oh, like over a year ago, huh?
Right.
Oh, that was like maybe even further back than that. Yeah. I don't know, Harper. That's true. I forgot about that, where he was out there with Thunderfoot once.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same one because he's under a mask. Tim Arechi, official Facebook or official research department. He'll let us know. There you go. Are we playing Boogie Man promo here as he walks out there in a Coca-Cola shirt?
Yeah. He loves everybody. I forgot
Tony
about him.
Schiavone. Who cares?
Dude, he loves everybody. Let me say this. He's got a Coca-Cola shirt from the 80s on. If you're looking at this on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, you can see it. It's a teal color, that 1980s fucking Coca-Cola shirt. Shivani can't stop from laughing, and then Boogie kisses Tony at the end, and Tony's like, no, don't kiss me. And he does it anyway.
Yeah, dude, but those shirts were huge back then. They used
They
to sell
were-
those at like J.C. Penney's and shit.
Dude, those shirts were like $50, weren't they, in like the 80s?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yes. Okay. So after that is Jim Garvin versus Bill Mulkey. Man, I'll tell you what. Precious is growing on me week by week, man. I mean,
she makes me
turn-
grow.
Did she get black all of a sudden?
she ain't my type. She ain't my type, but you know, she could drive my Mercedes, bro, if she wants. I don't have no Mercedes. What am I talking about? But she looks good, dude. You know what I'm saying, Doc? I don't know. What's your thoughts on that match, if anything?
He didn't take off his pants or his suspenders or all of his little sparklies, did he?
Full of sequins, dude. Full of sequins, man. He's just looking nice and flashy. Jimmy Garvin. Harper, you got anything else from that?
Nope.
Well, after that is Brad Armstrong versus Vernon Deaton. Brad wins rather quickly.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Doc, if any?
He missed a drop kick in there, but whatever.
Shit happens. All right.
Did y'all hear the guy at the end when he says, "Get on him, Vern," because I would.
What?
When was it? At the finish or what?
Yes. He says, "Get on him, Vern," because I would. And I was like, wait, what? What the fuck did I just hear?
You didn't write down the timestamp, did you?
No.
Damn.
Close enough.
Was it right before he hit his finisher, or?
I think it was around that time.
They were riding each other around, though. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
There was a lot of amateur.
Yeah.
All right. So Brad wins. Nikita's up next.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, forgot about Nikita.
That's where I stand on this. Mm-mm.
How can I say this on this one?
Mm-mm.
Well, here's what am I trying to look for?
Mm-mm.
So it took Dusty to come out there and like finish off the promo by itself.
Yeah.
Nikita was drowning.
This shit's all going downhill, son.
No, it's not. It's just
fucking Magnum. Did
we
it all,
might as
bro.
we might as well start.
Doc, are you there? He said we might as well start, and then he just disappeared.
Well, I was trying to tease the people. No, I was to say we might as well get rid of this show and start our 1992 ECW review show.
Oh my God! Oh. Speaking of which, we have to do a patron episode on 94 ECW when Shane Douglas threw the belt down, which, as a matter of fact, Brian Last is going to be on the show next week talking about that with me, since he was such good friends with Dennis Coraluzzo. So there's a tease for next week. All right. Well, we are not doing 92 ECW, Doc. That will not happen. You want to talk about, dude? You want to talk about being miserable? Do you want to describe how miserable that would be?
Our shows would last about 8 minutes, reviewing an hour.
Yeah.
We'd get through about 30 minutes, but that would be it.
They're terrible.
How far are we taking this? Are we going all the way to the end? When they're in that little fucking Universal Studios, like Terminator looking shit?
Define the end.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, Harper. Here's the part that's difficult
when Craig Pittman becomes a regular, I'm out.
Yeah, fuck that.
Here's the difficult part.
Guy.
When Johnny B. Bad is out there, I'm gone.
Bruh, Johnny B. Bad, if you ever listen to Shivani's show and hear Shivani do commentary over a Johnny B. Bad promo, and you actually go back and look at the promo, it's so fucking hilarious. It's a train wreck. It's so stupid. Oh, Jesus. But here's the thing, Harper. It's like we got to stick through 89 because we get Flair and Steamboat.
Right. But what I'm saying is, are we going all the way through like the fucking Dungeon of Doom and
No. They don't have that on the network. They stop at 89.
Yeah. They stop at 89.
Okay.
And then we'll have to figure out if we are going to go into the 90s
God.
and where.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
so on the very latest, okay, so let me do this real quick. On the most recent one they have is July 8th of 89 with a shot at challenging Ric Flair for the championship at the Great American Bash. Terry Funk joins Paul E on the Danger Zone Ricky the Dragon Steamboat issues a challenge to Lex Luger for the U.S. Championship, plus the Steiner Brothers, Flying Brian, and the Freebirds. Many, many more in action. I could do all that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some... But here's the thing. When you get to 89, there's a lot of shit that you're going to watch and go, what the fuck?
Dude, here's the problem.
My pay.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. It's not that I can't get used to Luger. It's just we're in that hard time where it shifts from Ole to Arn, and Ole to Lex, and I don't like it. So it's just change is hard.
Change is hard. I agree. But Harper, to go back to what you're saying, we're gonna go through 89. My hope is they'll put the rest of the good shit from 89 up before we get there. Because there is some gold there with the whole Flair Steamboat stuff. And if, the stuff we don't like, we don't have to cover in great detail. That's the beauty of what we're doing. We're the fucking curators of this. We call the shots. So that's where we're at with that. Now, let's get back to the show, because we got Ric Flair, and then we got a Horseman promo too. And if you thought Ric Flair at the beginning was good, here's Ric Flair now.
Back here once again with a man it all evolves around right here, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Never let it be said that I'm not a generous person. I'm going to give about 10 of these kids over there one of these lizard shoes so they can all sleep in it, because I'm sure it's a lot better than what they're living in now. These kids keep their mouth shut when the world champions out here. Now, Tony Schiavone, come on in here, David. We got a major problem. We got Dusty Rhodes out here, who's been on 230 magazine covers. We got the great Lex Luger. And when I say great, brother, put an exclamation point alongside that, underline it, who's the top attraction in wrestling, according to him, wants to be a horseman. Well, that's great. Luger, I know you. I know your reputation. I know your skills. And, brother, you are an action-packed dynamo. You're one of the greats. And I'm sure that if Jim Dillon decides to make you a member of the most elite and most prestigious force in wrestling, then, brother, you'll be there. That remains to be seen. Right now, we're talking about Ric Flair, the World Heavyweight Champion. We're talking about Tully Blanchard, the World TV Champion. And you see, Dusty Rhodes, for all your notoriety, for all your fame, all your fortune, for Nikita Koloff, for everything you had going for you, for the Road Warriors, everything they've got going for them, they don't have any championship belts. They don't have this to hold in their hand when they walk out to. So you see, I can understand why a guy like Luger, who walked out here, brother, and I'm going to tell you, he was slick. He was custom made. He's the kind of animal that goes places in our sport. I guess he'd rather wear a suit than a headband. He'd rather ride around in a limousine than wear a T-shirt that said Weasel Slap on it. In other words, Luger, you'd rather be custom made from head to toe. You'd rather be a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing, limousine-riding, jet-flying son of a gun like the Horseman. You'd like to be one of the elite. Well, let me tell you how it goes. Jacksonville, Florida. Wednesday night. Odessa, Texas. Los Angeles, St. Louis. Asheville, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, when the Horsemen are there, the best, the very best will be before your eyes. And if you got what it takes, girls, when all the smoke clears, come and get some of it, because we're looking for Space Mountain.
Let's go to the ring.
I don't know where to start. Harper, you want to tackle this one first?
Right, he's just laying it down. Fuck, he wants to buy a worse suit and to be a shitbag like you. You know, he wants to sit at the table in the cafeteria with the cool kids.
Right. He he offered children a shoe.
Oh God, that was great. This is better than your house, you little shitheads.
I'm going to give 10 of these kids one of my lizard skin shoes. They can live in it because it's better than what they live in now, was his exact words.
Okay, so this is the point, to speed this along here. This is the point where, at this point in my mind, I was going to give everybody a fair shake. And Wyndham had a chance for the Rolex until he uttered that line about his shoe. Because it's like, man, everybody, they think, oh, it's going to be Doc and Rick. Okay, I'll give Wyndham a shot. And then he said that about his lizards. Well, sorry.
Anything else, Doc?
No, that was awesome.
Yeah.
You know when I know something pops, Doc, because he can't resist texting me when it happens, and immediately when he heard that, he texted me. He said, "Space Mountain Nets," and damn, Mike, damn, Menace. Rick just told a bunch of kids he's going to give them some lizard skin shoes to live in. And it's going to improve their quality of life. God damn, that's just ruthless. Fuck. Okay, well, let's close it out with the Horsemen, who are up next. And we got all of them out there except for Ole. Here it is.
Anderson, Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, James J. Dillon.
You know, Tony Giovanni, there are several truths where the world of professional wrestling are concerned is. There is one truth. That is, you have Dusty Rhodes, his stooge, Nikita Koloff, Ronnie Garvin, Barry Windham, Wahoo McDaniels, Rock and Roll Express. You have them all over here. They claim to be the best. Then you have the Four Horsemen and the Midnight Express. Ivan Koloff, Petrov on this side. They all claim to be the best. But the bottom line is, the whole scheme of professional sports is based on one thing. That's called human error. If we're all the best and they're all the best, then there could never be a winner. So how we differentiate with Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, if we're not 4 or 5 egos pulling apart. We're one unit. We're the Four Horsemen. We train together. We party together. We wrestle together. We do everything as one unit. And what you just saw right there was Tully Blanchard displaying just one segment of our technique. You look at myself. You look at The Rock. You look at our mainstay, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Brains. We are the elite. And it's no wonder that Lex Luger wants to be one, Dusty Rhodes. So don't scratch your head and wonder. He just made the best choice possible.
You know, Tony Schiavone, the one thing that you have to listen to is the Horsemen do this and they've done that. But you know, nobody can beat Flair. Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat Arn. But you know, when the Horsemen get attacked from behind, we can attack from behind better than anybody. We can do the lowest things better than anybody. But we can also look across that ring, eyeball to eyeball, and do wrestling, just what it says on the marquee. Wrestling better than anybody. That's why we can stand up here and brag and talk about the trophies, because we got them. We got the women, the money, the limos. We got it all. And that's what it's all about. We got it all. That's why we're the Horsemen. Hey, let's see Barry Windham fill these.
And we'll see you next week.
Well, they send us off kind of hot, I guess. Doc, what'd you have?
Tully was shooting. We can wrestle. We're the guys. We party. Arn was awesome. Where's Ole?
Yeah, Ole's not there. Now, Ole promoted earlier. He had all the promo earlier, but he's not out for this one, which was, it was weird. But, yeah, I thought it was good, man. I thought this was good. Arn puts over Lex, too, saying, he's making the best choice possible. So, good stuff there. Harper, anything else from you?
I mean, he puts over Lex, but look, man. Ole's not going anywhere, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We're going to fix this.
Yeah. We're going to work this shit out.
No, you got a point there. You got a point. All right. Doc, anything else before we close out this week's Saturday night?
No.
Who's getting a Rolex, Doc, and graded? You first.
Okay, so it's easy to be down on a lot of things here. But
you were Mr. Negative throughout, I must say.
But first of all, Rick gets the Rolex because of the lizard shoe comment. But if you really go back and look at this, there's some things I didn't like. There's some new people I don't like. But, man, Flair and Wyndham match was, I mean, that's a pay-per-view level entity on the free Saturday night. You don't get that. So that really, in my mind, because it's the name on the marquee is why I'm here. So this may surprise you. I'm going to give it an A-.
Harper, what you and Rick got the Rolex, you said, Doc?
Yeah.
Doc, Rick got the Rolex, you said?
Of course.
All right. Doc, Harper, who you giving the Rolex to and what you going to rate it?
I'm going into Thunderfoot.
No, you're not.
Fucking Rick gets it, man. I'm giving this an A. It's a fucking A. This was fun to watch. I mean, besides Luger and fucking Petro, whatever the fuck.
And Nikita. And
yeah.
You know what's
now
funny?
you're bringing it down.
Y'all sounded real negative throughout this review. But
Because
then you
I'm
get to the
pissed
end.
because I realize what the fuck's happening.
Right.
I see it happening in front of me. I see it because of Magnum going down. That's the first fucking. That's the
Here's
canary,
what's happening.
Right. That's the canary dying in the fucking coal mine, bro. It's fucking Magnum going down.
It's the first hipster family moving into the black neighborhood.
Y'all just tied in the pre-show gentrification discussion into
It's like the
this
Jeffersons
episode.
moved in next door to fucking Archie Bunker.
God, you want to talk about some shit that you could never do on TV now? Go back and watch some of those episodes when the Jeffersons moved in next to Archie Bunker. Holy shit. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to agree with y'all. I mean, obviously Rick gets it because he just went out there and spit some serious game on 2 different promos. But other than that, I gotta give this one a A as well. That match with Barry and Rick at the beginning was real good. I mean, Corny's out there cutting some stuff with Dennis and Bobby acting straight fools. We didn't even talk about that a little bit. But this was good. JJ cut a promo at one point. I think Ivan was out there really working his ass off in the comment about go visit your friend in the hospital. He was talking about Magnum. This was good stuff, man. It was good. And Rick just ripped it up a new one. So an A, and Rick gets the Rolex. And that's that. So I want to remind everyone as we're getting ready to get out of here, go to tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Make sure you use it whenever you're purchasing things on Amazon. Bookmark it. Give it to your wives, girlfriends, daughters, whoever out there does shopping. Give it to them and make sure they use it. Because trust me, it really helps out the show. And then check out our Facebook page, like I said, facebook.com/bookintheterritory. Click the Shop Now button, and that's where you can get to our Pro Wrestling Tees store. And then check the links in the show notes and description. Harper's shirt is now on the Pro Wrestling Tees store. Doc's shirt is on the Tee Public store, the Docaholic for Life. The Hard Body Harper shirt. Ladies, the line is to the right.
Yeah.
It's all there, so just make sure you check it out. I'm trying to think. Doc, you got anything else, man?
Can we just go? I'm tired of this. I'm depressed.
I hear you. We're going to do it. I don't have a promo of the week next week. We may do something next week. I really wanted to do that Spring Stampede 94 when the Nasty Boys versus Mick Foley and Max Payne when they use a shovel on Foley. And
Max Payne. God, that's a name I haven't heard forever.
They popped the piss out of Foley.
That's the kind of shit I don't want to see. It's like Max Payne versus Disco Inferno and shit like that, bro.
Right. Save
I'm not
us from that.
Through that.
Well,
because
that's in the 90s, man.
I don't give a shit. If I got to watch Disco Inferno walk out from the goddamn spaceship and take on Pitbull Pittman, that's when this feels like a fucking job that I don't want to do, and you will have to pay me more.
And the progression to that started tonight.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lex Luger.
We're still in 87. We're nowhere near close to that moment.
Whatever, man.
Hey, but seriously, that Nasty Boys Mick Foley thing was pretty insane. The bump that Foley takes. Again, Shivani covered it on one of the recent.
It's not a bump. He got hit in the head with a shovel.
No. Dude, y'all got to see it. He takes the bump on the concrete, and then one of the Nasty Boys from the stage launches a shovel. hits him in the head, and then
Dude,
another one just walks up to him and just fucking blasts him with his shovel.
If I never see 3/4 of that tag team match in a ring again, I'm fine.
It's only a minute. The clip's a minute long, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's real quick. Why don't we just do it and get it over with?
No, I gotta go. I got things to do. Save it.
Nothing to do. Anyway, all right. Well, Doc, if you ain't got nothing else, Harper, if you ain't got nothing else, just hang tight.
Go.
We're gonna throw it over to patron winner of the quarter at Sparks Third Coast. Yes, he's the man who is 6'3", 250 pounds, and had broads hanging all over him at Sparks Third Coast on Twitter. He's been a patron for a very long time now. And like I said, he upped his patron membership last week. We recorded this about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So just a quick soundbite from him at the end of this show. Thanks again, Sparks. We appreciate it. Harper, hit the tagline. Get us out of here.
Book it, bitch.